What up, fam? In today's video, we're going to talk about when hype Nike running shoes are expected to release based off my observations and some data collection. Feel free to comment down below if you've seen anything else or if you agree with what I have found. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to predict hype Nike running shoe release dates. I am going to do a Nike Air Zoom Alphafly Next Percent 2 Proto expected release date as an example. At the time of making this video, it has only released in the UK and not the US, which is where I am. And at the end, I'm going to finish off with best practices to make sure that you do get the Nike shoe, or at least have a good chance of getting the Nike shoe as soon as it launches. So smash that like button, leave a comment, or give a super thanks. All those things really help the video and the channel and are greatly appreciated. I am currently working on 2 more videos like this one, running shoe company manufacturing practices, where I will talk about predicting discontinuing shoe lines, predicting design of subsequent releases. The second video I'll be making is the future of carbon plated shoes part 2. In that video, I will talk about when I expect there to be a shift in shoe technology, what all carbon plated shoes aim for with design, and prediction of future designs if the market still stays with the general foam with plate footwear. Now let's get to it. When are hype Nike running shoes expected to release, or how to predict? I did look up some models, which we will talk about in this video, and did figure out the dates in between, and may see a pattern depending on the type of shoe. I could be wrong, so take this with a grain of salt. Unfortunately, I cannot directly predict a UK or European release date relative to a US release date, but I can by time of day and day of week. The release overseas is obviously probably controlled by logistics or internal logistics. So if you were able to see and you're good with marketing stuff, you can probably predict when a new shoe will drop. But also, if Eliud Kipchoge decides to post an official Alphafly 2 Proto colorway post on Instagram, chances are the embargo for the release of the shoe is done. So it probably would come out that day, and actually did when he did post the shoe. What time are shoes typically released? Typically, shoes are released at 10 a.m. Eastern time, but it is not uncommon to see a 12 p.m. Eastern time. I find that it is typically Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Now, some of you may be asking, why is it released overseas first and not in the US first or simultaneously? Sometimes they do release simultaneously. Manufacturing for most shoes is particularly in the eastern part of the world. Plus, it creates a hype culture. If a hype shoe is released first overseas, everyone out in the West would obviously really want the shoe. We're gonna look at some releases, from a members only release to the general launch release, and overseas to the United States. Like I said, comment down below if you know any other patterns or see any other patterns with the Nike shoe release dates. Feel free to turn the comment section into a place that you can conglomerate comments and return to the video later. First shoe to talk about, the Nike React Infinity Run Flyknit 1. The Nike React Infinity Run Flyknit 1 was released for members Friday, January 3rd, 2020, and released to the general public Thursday, January 16th, 2020, for a total of 12 days between the member release and the public release. The Nike Zoom X Invincible 1. The member release was Friday, February 11th, 2021. The general release to the general public was Friday, February 18th, 2021, 7 days. The Proto colorway of the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent 2 was released for members Sunday, February 28th, 2021, and released to the general public Thursday, March 25th, 2021, which was 25 days. The green and black Nike Zoom X Dragonfly, that was kind of shadow dropped, released for members Sunday, August 13th, 2020. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, the next general release was the Audacious colorway about 25-ish days later. The Nike Alphafly Next Percent 1, the original green and black colorway. This one's a little different. They had a promo member release to coincide with the Marathon Olympic trials on Saturday, February 29, 2020. They had a release for Nike members on June 2nd, which was a Tuesday, 2020, and a general release to the public on a Thursday, July 2nd, 2020, between the member release and the general release, but not taking into consideration the promo release. There were 30 days in between. Their Proto colorway of the recently released Nike Streak Fly 2022. This is where some stuff we'll talk about UK to US. It was released in the UK Friday, January 28th, 2022, and released in the US Thursday, February 10th, 2022 for a total of 13 days. Now here's an odd one out. The Pegasus 39, I believe, general release was in the UK, or the eastern part of the world, at the end of April, a Thursday, April 28th, 2022. And I believe the release for the Peg 39 is June 30th, 2022, which will fall on a Thursday, and I'll say why in a sec. Now, as you can see, it's kind of all over the place, but I'm noticing some patterns, which I'll mention in a little bit. The delay in release could be due to supply chain issues. Sometimes Nike may do a Nike ID type release, like with the, I believe with the Infinity Run Flyknit 3 in the western part of the world or the States, and then overseas they'll do like a general release of the Nike React Infinity Run Flyknit 3. Now for some patterns, this is what I see. From the UK to the US, roughly 12 to 14 days. From Nike members to the general public, roughly 25 to 30 days for racers, possibly quicker turnover for trainers, about 7 to 14 days. For what I see, member-only releases seem to fall on Sunday, Thursdays, or Fridays, and you can kind of predict when a shoe may be released, particularly in general trainers, or not even predict, actually know, is that if you look on some general retailers' websites, maybe like Dick's Sporting Goods or whatnot, you may notice that they may put up that release on such and such date, and I do believe there's a floating around on Reddit right now of like the release date for the Peg 39. So there may be a possibility that in the future you can check those big retailers' websites and see if particular Nike trainers may release at retail. Next, we're going to talk about prediction for the release date of the Nike Alphafly Next Percent 2 Proto colorway. As we know, it released in the UK already on June 15, 2022. I'm expecting to release about 12 to 14 days from the UK launch. So at or around June 27th in the US, 2022. I'm thinking either a Thursday, June 23rd, Friday the 24th, Saturday the 25th, or Sunday the 26th at 10 a.m. with roughly a 4 to 6 day shipment delay to have it delivered roughly July 1st for the prototype colorway. And I'm expecting the general release colorway to come out around roughly 3 to 4 weeks later, around July 20th, which was about 25 days. Actually, it is 25 days. And I don't know if Nike does any like Easter eggs or anything like that, but why not have it released on June 25th and then with the general release 25 days later to kind of play off the Nike 50-year anniversary, maybe? You know, because 25 plus 25 equals 50. If you fam know when a Nike shoe typically turns to coming soon on the US store, once it has released overseas, comment down below because I had a hard time finding that information. Next, we're going to talk about best practices of when to get the shoe when it is launched. And unfortunately, we have to deal with bots, but there's really nothing we can do about that. Make sure you have the shoe favorited on the Nike app, have a good Wi-Fi connection, have Apple Pay ready to go and your shipping address already put in. As soon as the clock hits, usually 10 a.m. Eastern time, refresh the page and go. Hype shoes usually sell out within the first 2 minutes from my experience, maybe even a little faster. And if you like this video, watch this video next. It's my part 1 of carbon plated shoes. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell when I post my next video. Love you guys, catch you guys next time. Peace.